up, guys? You're tuning in to Black Queens Uncut. Grab your wine, your vape, or whatever you need to relax so we can get into this queen chat. I'm super excited. I'm Monique Loveless. Queens, introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Kiki Boom Boom.
Hey Pastor, I'm Kiki Trinidad.
And I'm Tamerri, the Astro Fashionista.
Hey, excited to have you. Yes, we're back to our astrology girl, Tamerri.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes, thank you for coming in. It feels like we just saw you like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a whole year now. That's crazy.
I know.
I know, and I want to get right into this episode. So I want to update from all the ladies and what's going on, what's happening. How did we bring in the new year? How did 2021 end for each and every one of us? Kiki, I think we started with you before. We might as well just go ahead and start with you again.
Since I last left the podcast a few months ago, not that long ago, feels like a week ago, I officially came back to LA. So I officially moved back, got a new apartment. I've been on my health kick, so I've been still working out. So Soul Cycle has been my guide, as you guys know, and I've been losing weight. Okay. Okay. I've been dating more, which is weird because that's something I've done in a really long time. So dating, going out on dates, having a good time, a great fucking time. I got having too much fun. Got a brand new job. What you say?
You been getting it? Have you been getting it? Have you been getting it in your dating life? You been getting it? You been getting it handed to you? Have you been getting it handed to you?
Your girl's been really happy lately.
Listen, glow up is for a reason.
Fuck this. I am in my 30s. Yes, I've been having great sex. I've been dating, doing shit that I've not. I will say, because you guys know I was working from home all last year, East Coast. So the beginning of 2021 was lit for me because, I've been living on the West Coast for 6 years. Dating was not as fulfilling because it's hard to date in LA, especially as a Black woman. And we all know this. We talk about it. So when I went home to New York and Boston, my dating and sex life got way better. That's something I can say. So when I came back to LA, I think I just brought back that confidence, that energy. And I've been really fucking with myself in 2021. And I literally got off the plane and I brought that energy back. And let me tell you, in LA, men were buying me drinks. Men barely talk to me when we go out, but now men approach me. I've been going out on dates. It's been great. And I think I just had to, because, we had Spicy on the show, and I just had to get out of my head and stop worrying. And that's literally what I stopped doing. And I've been having a blast. So 2021 has been great. I got a brand new job, dream job. I'm back at E. I was at E 2019 and was laid off because I was a freelancer. Now I'm back as a staffer. Oh, so yes. I'm working my dream job. So you know what I'm saying? I'm back on the red carpet. 2021 has been amazing. I'm on the East Coast for the holidays. I got sick, of course. That's fun. And that's how my 2022 started. But I'm blessed. I'm alive. I'm happy. I can't even complain.
You got the COVID.
Got the COVID. So I fought vaccinated, boosted, but God willing, because I fought 2 years not to get it. And I have family members who died from it. People have parents who died from it. Friends, young people are dying. So I can say God willing, because I am vaccinated and boosted. My symptoms were mild, but I know it's not like that for everyone. So I just want to tell everybody, get boosted, get vaccinated, keep your mask on, because this variant is very contagious. So, but I got COVID. I feel so much better. I'm quarantining, but I'm on like day 12.
Well, that's good. We're glad that you're feeling better.
I don't feel like a zombie. I put on makeup for the first time in like 10 days. So that's why everything has been great. Even with the COVID, I'm blessed. I got to spend holidays with my mom. So I can't even complain.
Yeah. So my 2021 ended really cute. I did my birthday in Dubai. So I had a full out local experience in Dubai. Got some international,
somewhat.
International eat, love, pray. I got some international love.
Got some international penis.
I mean, but I had a great time. It was a local I hung out with a lot of locals, a lot of people that are, are living there, expats or from there. I got a little taste. I didn't say this before, but I got a little taste of the UK. I'm loving the UK people, honey.
So bad. That's like my dream.
Especially the men.
Go to Paris.
The black men are totally different.
Listen, anyone with a British accent, God.
They were, I was even checking in with my friend. There was times where I was like, girl, should I like, is this okay? And she was like, girl, they're just showing their respect. Like, it's fine. Like, it's just a respect thing. And I'm like, what? What? Like, are you serious right now? And she's like, yeah, it's just like this is how they show that they respect you. And I'm like, listen, I need to make my way over to London ASAP. Mm-hmm. It is planned for June, July of this year. So your girl may not come back for a minute.
Listen, let me know because I'm trying to be Emily. I'm trying to be Emily in Paris.
Emily in Paris.
Okay.
I love London because you get the European experience, but you can speak English. That's why
I want to go to London so bad. Since I was a little kid, my mom said that I've always like dreamt about going to London. I don't know. She's like, I don't know what it is. I was like, I think my past life, I was British because I want to go there and then take a romantic train to Paris.
Have your tea.
Never come back.
The funny part is like when I was in Dubai, I thought I was going to have this experience where I'm like, oh, I'm going to find, Middle Eastern people, Arabic people. I'm going to get me some Arabic dick. Like, this is going to be a whole new.
Girl, just go to Glendale and Burbank.
I was around Black people the whole entire time. Like,
let's go to Burbank. That Starbucks.
Burbank.
With the route
Glendale, all of them over there.
Glendale.
Let me tell you, it was Black people the entire time. Like, I was like, I was in heaven. I was like, oh shit. Like, this is international Black people. We got our Ghanaans, our Kenyans, like Nigerians. Yes.
I love it.
So I had a great birthday, a great experience. I've been wanting to go there for the last 5 years. Finally made it happen. I visited Abu Dhabi, which was really different. It was very traditional, very, very, very traditional. Now that was a culture shock to me. And, when they talk about California is diverse, no, Dubai is diverse. Everybody knew at least 2 languages but me. So as of 2022, I got a French and Spanish tutor. So your girl is about to get fluent.
That's amazing.
Because that was a wake-up call that was a wake-up call. So when everybody was like literally speaking their other language, I was like, hello, like, why I'm the only one who don't know a second language. So yeah, that was that. But I had a great time. I came back. Of course, I had to rest up because they're 12 hours ahead. So I had to get my, thing back. And now going into 2022, I'm starting my new company, which is a luxury cannabis lifestyle brand. And I'm super excited about it. So that's the next step that I'm really going to focus on, still traveling and focusing. And, I was, kicking it with a few people. There's guys that came around all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. I think I'm like you, Kiki. I must have brought some type of energy back because
Venus is retrograde. So
I'm about to say Venus is retrograding, which is crazy.
But I think it's supposed to bring back your exes.
Yeah, it can return.
Oh, okay.
Retrograde is about redo. So yeah, that's like a number one thing that can happen during Venus retrograde is the ex-boo coming back.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, they're new though. This is a new little roster.
Okay, a new roster.
That's good. That's
a new
line.
I
think when you stop thinking about it and you just go with the flow, it just pops up. Honestly, because I think as some women, not all women, but some women were like, "Oh, I got a date. I want a date," and I think a lot of us did that in LA. I think when you just honestly stop thinking about it, living your best life, the men and the women, whoever you want to date, they just pop up. Because that's what's been happening.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Tamerri, let us know what happened on your 2021 because you had a full 2021.
Yes, I had a full 2021. For numerology, I was in a 4-year, which is about sacrifice, hard work, So I was grinding. I applied to a business school, the executive MBA program at UCLA. I was accepted. I started in September. That was something that I didn't foresee happening, but I'm glad it did. Let's see, I started a business, a new business. So in addition to Astro Fashionista, I launched Gift of the Nile Wellness, which merges, my beauty background as a product developer with the spirituality. So it's all about inner beauty and spiritual wellness. Thegiftofthenile.com. And so I took a trip to Egypt. My name is an ancient name for Egypt. It means the gift of the Nile. So a lot of it was pleasure, but it was business, working on the brand and getting all the photos, and still running product development at Verse. So I've had a very busy year, but it's been super productive. So I'm excited for 2022.
Okay, queen. I can't wait to get into this astrology. Yeah, yes. I can't wait to get into this astrology. TK, update us. What's been going on?
I mean, life is good. Boo Thang's still there. A little part-time Boo Thang. Yeah, we're doing stuff differently. So, that's going well. The businesses are going well. Added about 15 employees to the podcast network, and then just added 3 more employees to the center in stuff. So that's going well as well. Just in different shops, investors, all that good stuff. And yeah, I can't complain. Did some traveling, had a lot of tea parties. That was like a thing. So yeah, getting everything together in my house, looking at investing and having rental properties, being bi-coastal. So yeah, life is good. Can't complain.
I love that. Come on, updates. Right. Look at us living our
best lives. Updates, yes.
Now, right, updates. Hello, can we see what the queens is doing now? Yes.
Look at us living our best lives as we should.
As we should. That was one thing that I said going into this year is usually I would write down like 10 goals and I'm like, I need to shoot. But because of 2020 and 2021, and I was just living my best life, I was like, I'm not going to really write down any goals. I'm going to write down each month, like what I need to get done.
Yeah.
But I really want to let life kind of take me, because it's been a beautiful thing. I feel like when I stress it, I get stressed. But when I just let things happen and have like a goal, like say, okay, I wanted to go to Dubai, make that happen. I literally, that was a switch up. That wasn't even supposed to happen. It was like, I was going to Greece, but within 2 months, I had to plan Dubai. That was it. Like there was no time to think about it. There was no time to like take those moments and be like, oh, I don't have enough money to do this. I don't have enough money to do that or whatever. It was literally like Dubai, going, booked, boom, 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 coming. And that was it. And I loved that because it was like, I don't know, it just felt so freer than me like, okay, I'm going to Dubai on my birthday and in January. And then by the time you've anticipated to get there, everything has gotten in the way because you've put so much momentum on it.
It sounds like you're living in flow, which I'm all about, being in flow, not going against. Yeah.
I don't know. I found it like for me, it was the opposite. Everything I put on my vision board, and I did meditations and prayers every day last year, which is like a first. I've done it before, but I was not necessarily consistent. But everything that was on my vision board like came into fruition, except for 2 things, which probably is going to happen this year. So I don't know. I thought like for me, it was just like the consistency. This is a consistency of seeing it every day, like even down to like the numbers that I put that I wanted the company to make. Like I hit those numbers, which is like insane to me. So obviously it's different for everybody, but it's like when I really like, because you've heard about the vision board parties and all that other stuff, but I really like had it on my table when I did meditations. I saw it every single day, like everything like got like, so it was amazing.
Right. Usually I do that. But I felt like within 2021, coming off of 2020, the last like 6 months of 2020, and then going into 2021, I kind of was like, you know what, Mo, you about to live your best life. Like, go ahead and do it. And I just, like, I went on a trip and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna travel every month. And every month I booked somewhere to go. And I felt less pressure and I got so many different experiences. Like if it was left up to me, I would have planned all of Dubai, but I was like, I'm gonna go and these are the few things that I want to do. But for the most part, like, I'm gonna just let it go, or I'm gonna go do this and I'm gonna just let it go. And, I would say I experienced so many different things than what was just on my goal list or what was just on mine. And that's what I think I mean by that. Like, Tamerri, you're right, kind of like just with the flowing. And I felt like God just brought me way better experiences than I would have had on my list.
But you know what? That's a good point, because that's why knowing your astrology for the year, either you're seeing an astrologer or knowing your numerology, helps you lean into the energy that you should be doing. So like, I'm actually curious what you guys' numerology is for this year, if you want to do it so we can talk about it, because
Yes.
like for 4 year, you're supposed to grind. And I did a vision, I always do vision boards. I've been doing that for years. And I was very intentional about like, okay, these are things I want to accomplish. And all of it came true. Same thing, but I was in a 4 year. In a 5 year, I'm approaching like, oh, I'm gonna just go with the flow, because it's more about change and flexibility. So if everybody, let's do your numerology really quick so we all know what year we're going into. So all you do is add your birthday. So your birthday number. So I'm born on the 22nd. So you're going to add whatever that number is. If it's one number, just leave it. If it's two numbers, like if you're born on the 15th, add those two together. So for me, it's 4. And then you're going to add your birthday month to that number. So whatever month you were born. So I know, Kiki, you were born in December, right? Or you
November.
Oh, November. So you add 11 to, okay. So then you add that number to the number 6, because we're in a 6 universal year. And then if it's 2 numbers, simplify it, add those 2 numbers. You want to get 1-digit number.
Okay. So if it's November, you put 1 + 1 + 6.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. But did you add your birthday to it as well? So like, when's your birthday?
11/06.
Oh, 11/6?
Yeah, 11/6.
So you just add 6 to 11. So that would be 17. So that's 8. And you add 8 to 6, because we're in a 6 universal year.
8 + 6?
Mm-hmm.
14.
And then so it's 5. So you're in a 5 year of change.
Okay.
This year. I'm in a 5 year too. So
what's that mean?
I'm about to break it down for y'all. Okay.
I got a 6.
Okay, so you're in a 6 year. Oh, okay. So 5, let's start. We'll go in the order. Okay, so 5 years are about change and disruption. Travel is a big thing. Disruption doesn't have to be bad. It just means that you might have a choice to make. It's almost like imagining a fork in the road, and you have to decide which way to go. Trust your intuition, because it'll all work out. So 5 is about just, you can't plan everything, because things are going to come out of the blue.
Okay.
For a 6 year, 6 is more, and that's the universal year we're in the world. A 6 is about family, creativity, home. And you said you just moved back, Kiki. So really making your house feel very homey and welcoming. Relationships can be a big topic. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see next year if you end up with a boo. We have this discussion in 2023. And nurturing yourself, really being there for your friends and your family. It's a more harmonious year. I think it's like related to like Taurus and Cancer, if I were to choose a zodiac sign. 5 would be related to like Sagittarius or maybe even Aquarius. Okay, so 8 year, TK, 8 years about business and enterprise. It's about really going after things, being a boss, being a leader. It's a karmic year. So the work that you've been putting up into this point will pay off. But if you haven't been working hard, which I know you have, then something usually kind of kicks you in the butt so that you can, get moving. But 8 years is about business. I mean, if you were to simplify in 1 year, so it's going to be a very hard working year for you, probably a lot of gains in business. So yeah, knowing the numerology kind of helps you, where you should focus your energy.
That's so cool. I feel like literally all of our numbers match with everything that we talked about we want to do, or the end of the year we were already doing. So I'm like, that's actually cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. That is.
Yeah. Like business
really
is. Monique has been kind of going with the flow and traveling. Mm-hmm. I just came back from spending time with my family. I'm dating now. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
So, but also taking care of myself. So I really feel like, and same thing with you, Tamerri. Like you said that you were actually going with the flow and stuff like that. So I think it all matches us. That's so cool.
What would be like the 7th year for like somebody who falls into the 7th year or like the 4th year?
For 7 year, 7 year is about like inner harmony, spirituality, going silent. It's a little bit of a reclusive year, meaning that you want to take a step back and kind of spend more time, focusing on the things that you want to create in your life. Because when you go in the 8 year, you're going to execute those things. So the 7 is more about silence, inner peace, and just rest. A 4 year is business. Again, it's similar to an 8 vibration. They're both even numbers. And so the 4 is about structure. Things can feel like they're moving slow, like you're never getting a break because you're building something. If you think about like a square, a foundation, that's 4 sides. So that 4 energy is about things feeling stagnant, but because you're building something for the 5 year where things are going to change. So I love how the numbers just kind of flow into each other.
Yeah, it's kind of like tarot. I love tarot. Like, you know how the cards kind of just line up with each other and flow into each other. So I want to end off with this because I know this is like a lovers thing and everybody was getting engaged on Christmas Eve and stuff, but we're in Venus retrograde. What does that mean?
Whew, okay, so Venus retrograde. So planets go retrograde all the time. I know everybody like internet has had retrogrades being a full topic, and basically it's just the planet appears to be moving backwards. It slows down and it can bring returns. Retrogrades are about redoing things. So Venus, knowing that Venus rules love, beauty, harmony, pleasures. When Venus goes retrograde, those themes from the past in terms of love can be repeated. So that means that old booze can come back. Some people might be second guessing their decisions that they made in relationships. Like, did I make the right decision? You probably did. Let Venus retrograde complete before you move forward. What else can it bring? It's a good time to like redecorate your space or clean it out because Venus can be about creativity and beauty in your physical environment. So it's a good time to clean things out, get rid of old stuff. And really, it's not advised because Venus is connected to money. I wouldn't make major financial decisions if you can avoid it. Contracts, that's more Mercury, but even Venus, because Mercury is going to go retrograde this month too. I would just be wary of the contracts in early January if you can, because Venus retrograde is going to last through the 28th of January. Mercury retrograde is going to happen January 14th and last through February 3rd. So I think it's more of like a preparation time where you're kind of working on stuff, tying up things versus starting new things. And we have Jupiter in Pisces, which is good news because everyone keeps asking, when's the pandemic going away? When it's going away? We're not ever going back to that whatever pre-life we had. So I think people just need to lean in and focus on what you can control right now. And so Jupiter being in Pisces helps us. Jupiter it rules Pisces traditionally. It also rules Sagittarius. And when planets are in the signs that they rule, they work how they're supposed to act, or they work. It's like you being in your home and being comfortable. And so Jupiter is about expansion. It's about travel, spirituality, luck, abundance. It brings a lot of something. So maybe we'll be able to travel a little bit more. Even though 2021 people picked up travel, it still wasn't like, it was pre-pandemic. So maybe we'll have, a little bit more luck there. I think people will start to be more compassionate. We still have Saturn in Aquarius, which is Aquarius is the sign related to people. And so Saturn is about hard lessons. So we're all going through these hard lessons together. We can't shake it. We just got to, deal with it. But the Jupiter will give us a little bit more lightheartedness and abundance, at least for the first half of the year. Then it's going to go into Aries. That's a whole nother story. But I think it's time to go after your dreams. Pisces rules dreams. Jupiter is about expansion, creative projects. If you guys are, I know all of you guys are in a creative field, but anyone listening, if you're wanting to go after something, do it. The stars can literally align because Jupiter is about abundance and blessings. So if you put the intention out there, it's a good time to actually start getting things moving. So that's a little tip for some of the listeners.
I love that.
What if you just started like I feel like Venus is kind of weird when it comes to like love. Isn't that supposed to be like in your love chart?
Yes. So where Venus is in your chart kind of shows what your dating patterns are. A lot of the times it indicates how you would meet a partner or how you usually meet partners. It can show the traits that that person might have along with your seventh house, which is the descendant. There's a few ways to look at love in a chart, but Venus is a huge part of it. Do you guys know where your Venus is?
Yep.
I know mine is in Sagittarius.
So that's interesting because are you Gemini rising? We were talking about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Gemini rising.
Gemini rising. Okay, so then you're seven. Oh, interesting. Okay, now I have something to work with. So because you're a Gemini, it's like I do the little computes in my head. Because you're a Gemini rising, your seventh house is ruled by Sagittarius, and your seventh house in your chart can show the personality traits of your partner. It doesn't literally mean that person is a Sagittarius, but sometimes it can. Other times it just means that they're Sagittarius-like. And because your Venus is there, that means you can meet someone while traveling, or the person could be a foreigner, or they can be an educator, someone that's really spiritual, likes to have fun, needs freedom, which I know you like too. So those are the types of that's the type of partner that you should be, attracting and looking for.
My Venus is in Scorpio.
Ooh, okay. So Venus in Scorpio. The interesting thing about
like, let me get in.
The interesting, and you're Sagittarius rising, double Sag. Okay, so that means Scorpio rules your 12th house. So you like secret love affairs, or you might have secret booze that you don't. Everybody won't be in your business. Venus and Scorpio, because Venus rules Taurus, and Scorpio is opposite Venus. Venus is considered to be in its detriment in Taurus. It's usually someone that's all or nothing when it comes to relationships. Like, you're either going to be committed or you're not. You need someone that's super loyal, that's going to be ride or die. You're not really easy at opening up and giving your heart away. And because you're a Taurus moon, I know your Venus is probably opposing your moon. And so there can feel like a little bit of conflict. Like, I want this love, I want this commitment, but I don't want to be hurt. So I think for you, the trust, you know what I mean? The trust and letting people in. And really, because your Venus is in the 12th house, spiritual guidance around your relationships, like dreams, visions that come to you, you need to follow that because your intuition is going to be strong. If you know somebody's suspect and you have a feeling about it, follow it because you're probably onto it.
That is creepy because literally everything you just said, because my dreams have been so intense lately and so real. It's like I can see shit that's going to be happening, and I'm like, okay. And literally, I don't trust anybody.
Do we? But I'm the same way.
But noted, duly noted for sure.
It's interesting because you guys have a little double, because you're Scorpio sun, Venus, Sagittarius, and she's Sagittarius sun, Venus, Scorpio. That's very interesting.
Yes. Yeah. That is. We switched. Like, I'm Scorpio and you're Sag. And
I'm a November Sag. So everyone thinks I'm a Scorpio. I'm like, no.
Yeah. And your Venus, she was like, I'm Sag all the way. And because your Venus will only be up to 2 signs away. Venus travels really close to the sun. So it's either going to be in your sign, the sign before or after. Sometimes it can go up to 2 signs, but it's usually the sign before or after yours. So TK, we don't know your Venus. We're going to have to look that up and report back.
She's a Leo.
She says, I'm just Leo everything.
No.
Like, just Leo everything.
Just Leo everything.
So your Venus might be either in Leo, it might be in Cancer, or it might be in Virgo. Ooh. Maybe Libra. We got to look it up.
So, we got to do a TK project.
Yeah, she got
Astrology.
I'm gonna send her the chart so she can. So next time she knows, because she knows we be bringing on the astrologers. So,
the listeners love astrology.
Yes. Like, I just feel like it just gives so much information coming up. So what can we expect for this coming year in 2022? Maybe like quarterly, like.
Yeah. So the first half of 2022, I would say, is about dream building. So getting clear on what your vision is, because we have Jupiter and Pisces helping us. It might not be very fully about execution, especially since we have Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde this first month, but it's about making a plan and because Pisces is also ruled by Neptune in modern astrology. Visions. So this is the perfect time to do a vision board. If you didn't do one ever, do it now. Watching films, movies, because Neptune can be related to visual films for inspiration, and surrounding yourself, going into nature and really, being inspired. The second half, we're going to have Jupiter moving into Aries. And Aries is a cardinal fire sign. So things move fast. So the things that you maybe were building first half of the year, you can start actually working on them middle of the year. And we're going to have a period where Jupiter is retrograde, but it's still going to bring things really fast and furious. And then we'll wrap up the year with Venus and Pisces. With Jupiter and Pisces again. And then next year, Jupiter is going to be in Aries. So it's almost like, okay, pre-work, prep, get clear on my dreams, start executing them middle of the year, and then enjoy the last bit of the year, have more fun, celebration. We know it'll be the holidays again, because next year it'll be again by kind of continuing what you were working on mid-year next year. So that's a general overview for everyone. We still will have a little bit of challenges. We've had Saturn and Uranus squaring off of each other. And in astrology, a square aspect is tension. So we have, Uranus and Taurus bringing change and disruption to a lot of things like financial. And another thing that's going to happen globally, I believe, is I don't think we're in the out of the woods when it comes to a financial crisis. Finances are going to be a big thing this year. In the US, particularly, the US is in their Pluto return. That's a whole nother thing. We're going through a deep transformation as a country. And I know you guys have listeners that are not only in the US, but finances, get your money in order, because that's going to be a big thing and a big theme for 2022. But again, focus on what you can control. So, that means even with all the BS going on, we know it's a lot of chatter, a lot of arguing, a lot of discontent in these internet streets, on TV. Focus on your life and what you're trying to create, because now's a good time. Jupiter is very, moist and wet. It's like a moist, wet, big planet. And so it's about planting seeds sometimes, right? So yeah, I would say focus on what you can control and lean into this blessing that we have from the universe.
I have a question.
Like it's gonna be a good year. Sorry.
In relationships, because a lot of guys they don't like the sign question. Some of them get kind of annoyed, so you kind of low key sneak it in. But when you're in relationship, should you bring the guy in to get his read and see if it coordinates with where you're trying to go?
I definitely recommend that. A lot of astrologers have a whole ethics thing about should they be reading people's charts when the person's not there. I've done it for a lot of people. Trust me. My friends be sliding me birth times all the time. So ethically, I have no problem doing that. I'm sorry. I think
we know now. Yes.
Yes. I think it's a wise thing, but tread lightly. So when you're first starting to date someone, I think you should just get to know them without any what's your moon, because you don't know, that might sway your decisions. And I wouldn't recommend that. But I think once you start really getting into you think you might be serious or it's onto something that could be long lasting, then I think it's a good idea to check out, how can I make this relationship work? Is our communication style compatible? Is our sex style compatible? Those are things you can see in a chart when you do a synastry chart. And so I think it helps the relationship. Or when you're starting to have your first argument, and you're like, I don't know what happened. It was going great. And I can look and see, oh, your Pluto is this is a theme that you guys might have to work through. So it can be super useful, but I understand why men get annoyed, because it's get to know me. You can't make a judgment off of a two-dimensional thing. No one likes that,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I do that sometimes too. I'll look up compatibility real quick. I was talking to I've never talked to somebody who's a Virgo, and I was just I don't know if I like him. This is not. But it said we were 95%, and I was I don't know about all that.
I normally, because I used to do the whole what's your birth time and what's your birthday. Now, if we follow each other, I just look for a post to see when your birthday is, and I do it on my own without trying to annoy you.
Yeah,
I'll just look up the chart myself.
Yeah.
I'll try to look up your birthday and your sign. And then when I get to know you, I'm so what time, what gets me now when I ask guys that, they'll know their time, or they'll be like, oh, this girl gave me my chart already, and I'm like offended.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
hell no. Excuse me. I'm only supposed to ask that.
Because everybody's doing it these
Mind
days.
it.
So now
Everybody.
the chances are they have their chart already, which is
I
hilarious.
asked a guy, he knew his whole chart. I was like, oh, hell no.
That's weird. I do know men now who know like their moon and rising, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, some woman has come along and
I'm like,
asked you.
Yep.
Yeah, because even my best friend, he's like, I know my moon and rising now because of me. And I'm like, listen, we need to figure out your moon and rising, because even though you're my best friend, like you get on my nerves and we like don't agree on anything, but we just have so much love for each other. And I don't know, I'm a Taurus moon and he's an actual Taurus, but a lot of his other charts are Leo. I think his moon is Leo and his rising is something else. But
so your moon is squaring his moon. So that's like I was saying, that's a tension point. It doesn't mean that you can't get over it, because at least they share a mode. So both Taurus and Leo are fixed signs, but they still are both very stubborn in their ways. And so when you emotionally, you're gonna be like, no, I'm right. No, I'm right. So yeah. And Leo moon is very prideful. Leo moon is very prideful, and Taurus moon doesn't budge. So it can be like,
Listen, being a Sagittarius with a Taurus moon, I'd be like, no. And I used to date a lot of Tauruses. Just before I knew what my moon was, I was always naturally attracted to Taurus men, Taurus and Virgo men, and I had no idea. So I used to joke, like, oh, I hate Taurus men, I hate Virgo men. And then when I found out my moon was Taurus, I was like, this makes perfect sense. Because when I would argue, it'd be like, I'm not budgeting. And then being a Sagittarius who's super independent and you can't tell us what to do. It's like two signs fighting with each other. But
it is.
I was gonna say, I think that was a great question that TK asked, because I feel like that's also a good like date idea. When you've been dating someone for like a minute, maybe you can take them to get their chart read.
Oh yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
That's a cute date idea.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
Noted.
Yeah, TK, take them to Astro Fashionista. Okay.
Yeah, it's already on the docket.
And be like, listen.
Oh, she said it's on the docket.
She's already on the docket. Yeah. I was just checking.
TK's like, we need to make sure our signs we match and we compatible. Okay.
Compatible.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
I heard that this year is the lover's year. What does that mean?
Oh, it's probably because we're in a 6 universal year, and 6 can be love and family and creation, and just it's really like I said, it's kind of like Taurus and Cancer, which are signs that are more about sticking and being comfortable and building a home life. And it's very it's a creative, beautiful vibration. It's in Venus. I feel like 6 is kind of Venus-like, and so and Venus is about love and beauty and relationships. So that's probably why you've been hearing where it's a lover's year.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, what does that mean, a lover's year? Am I finding my soulmate this year? Like,
well, you guys all have 6 signs dominant in your chart, and we're having eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio for like a year and a half. And so eclipses usually bring events out of the blue. Now they're sometimes hard to predict, because sometimes they just mean a change in direction wherever it's happening in your chart. Sometimes it brings people out of the blue. So you guys, you have 2 Taurus moons. We think TK is a Taurus moon too. And then she's a Leo. So that means you're going to have some, big changes happening to you emotionally over the next 2 years. And Monique, since you're a Scorpio, the eclipses are happening in Taurus and Scorpio. So definitely some changes coming up for you over the next year.
What does that mean? I'm a Scorpio sun and a Taurus moon. So I feel like I'm about to be affected the most.
You're going to be very affected. Yeah, because I'm a Scorpio rising in Taurus sun. So same, I have it happening both in my 1st house and my 7th house of marriage, so, and my husband is a Taurus moon too. So I know he'll be affected. So yeah, it's, don't be afraid. Just welcome the changes. Eclipses usually put you on the track you're supposed to be on. No matter what happens, it kind of moves you in a direction that you're supposed to go.
I love it. It sounds like we're all going to have like a good, and I think for everyone, because I think the past few years have been weird. So I feel like 2022, because I've even seen people kind of going into the year posting like, oh, this is gonna be my year. And not like the regular bullshit, but it's been like, I'm gonna fuck with me more often, gonna get my finances together. I feel like as a whole, generally, 2022 is just gonna be a good year for a lot of people.
Yeah. I hope
it sounds like it.
For your lips to God's ears.
Okay, listen. It's been some craziness, but I feel like we'll at least be a little bit more confident.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that would be a great thing. I just want everybody to get a little, like, I feel like you said to me, a lot of people are asking, like, when will this be over? But I feel like there's a new normal already, and we just have to like kind of adapt.
Totally. And I told someone this, I said, everybody's being placed where they're supposed to go. This shuffle. And so if you fight against it, it's going to feel hard. It's going to feel frustrating. And trust me, there's people that have been more affected by the pandemic that work in the medical field, or if you own a restaurant, like all those people are being challenged more, than some of us. But if you follow, if your business is being challenged and it's supposed to close, maybe you're not supposed to be doing that business anymore. Maybe you're supposed to pivot and do it a different way. And the resistance is where the struggle comes from. And I think people are being moved like a chessboard. Okay, I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be doing that. So that we all get more aligned and focus on what's really important, I
know that's right.
Right. Yeah, that's very true. Any more questions, ladies?
No, I think I got. No? I just feel like, can we bring Tamerri back like in the middle of like maybe March, April, to kind of get like a mid data mid, because when all the retrograding in Jupiter, and then we get into I think like when it gets into Aries, I would love to have Tamerri come back, because it's going to be a shift.
Oh yes.
And I think we all do like a check-in to see where we are, because seeing how like things are going, like you said, to Pisces and Jupiter, and I would love to kind of do like a mid-shift check-in.
That's a good idea.
I think that is a good idea. We can do that. Tamerri is like our resident,
because Aries
is an astrologer at this point, guys. So that our Black Queens audience can know what's happening, across the board. We're in 50 countries, so they're listening.
Yes.
TK, did you have any final thoughts? Any last?
I'm gonna hit you up.
Okay. TK's bringing her boo to come get a reading with Tamerri. And so that's why we need a mid check-in, so I can ask in April and be like, so TK, what's happening? Are we having what are we doing?
Right. Are we coming to a wedding soon? Like, we like something? Like,
I feel like TK is gonna get like the marriage and the baby. We're gonna wake up, Monica's gonna be living someplace in like fucking Dubai. We're like, how did she get there?
Listen, I might. Dubai came out really beautiful.
That's why we need if not April, we need like a summer check-in, see where everybody's at. Yeah. It's gonna be back and forth from Egypt. Like, we're just gonna be doing things.
Right.
We will. Agreed. We definitely will. Because Tamerri be giving the business, and I'm ready for it. I feel like I'm prepared when we talk to you.
Yes.
And that other people can be prepared as well. But we thank you for coming on, and coming back to talk with the queens, to get our audience all updated on what they can look forward to in the year. Let everybody know where they can find you, and the wellness business as well too. So yes,
you can find me at astrofashionista.com. So it's how it sounds, Astro and Fashionista. Thegiftofthenile.com is the site where you can get your beautiful, luxurious wellness products. Here's one of my sprays. This is the Earth Spray for Capricorn. It's an aromatherapy mood mist, shifts your mood, gets you grounded. You can follow me at Astro Fashionista and at gift.of-the-Nile. So that's where you can find me.
Yay! Thank you so much for coming on. And then, ladies, let our audience know where they can find you and, all your other stuff.
You guys can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. That's where I'm at.
Twitter.
And you can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. If you want bath and body and all that good stuff, we're international now, so you go to centerin.co. I have a couple of new shows that are going to be debuting on a different network, so you can just follow all that at tktrinidad.com.
And you can find me at Hey Mo Love. Yes, I changed it up. It's no longer It's Monique Loveless. So if you are looking for that, it's still up, but it's at Hey Mo Love on all social media platforms. Yay.
Yeah.
I was really working on that because I was like, I need to get one name for all platforms.
I love that.
Yes. So at Hey Mo Love, or you can visit if you just want to see overall what I'm doing, MoniqueLoveless.com. The luxury cannabis business is coming. Y'all will know about it. But if you are ready to see and get your name on the email list for the products, right now we're going to be, I'll be dropping the products soon. So it'll be Cannavix, CANNAVIXE.com. So you can get your name on the email list and get ready for these products to drop, because trust and believe y'all gonna be ready for them. Okay. Yes, bing bong.
And just to let everybody know,
all right, happy New Year.
I was gonna say, since we are back, also Queens Uncut social media page, Instagram page, make sure you guys follow, like. More updates will be coming because it is the new year. We took a break, so did the social media, but we are back. So make sure you tune in, and then we'll be posting when new episodes come out and all that good stuff.
Right. And everywhere at Queens Uncut on all social media platforms. BlackQueensUncut.com is the actual website. So you can see all of the episodes there from season 1, 2, and 3, because we are now on season 4. Hello. Hey, you all. And also our guests, you can go straight to their information and stuff like that. So make sure you check that out. And thank you, ladies. And thank you, queens. And thank you, audience, for tuning in. Happy 2022. And welcome to season 4. I'm excited. Yes. Thank you, Tamerri, for coming on. Yes. We're going to have you back too.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.